Hey guys, so today you and I are going to talk about being single after 30. So let's get into it. So the question in question was, Frederick, one of my friends who is a software developer said that he spent many hours in order to learn how to program and to get his first developer job. He also said that he spends all his free time after work to learn technical skills, and he is still single after 30 years old. Wow. Is this common in the IT field? Yeah, I mean, sure, yeah, absolutely. If honestly, the keyboard is basically it's like signing stamping yourself with a forever loan stamp. That's basically what you're doing. As soon as you become a programmer, you basically become untouchable to anybody who is looking for a significant other. There are a few select developers who are able to multiply or to pass on their genes, but they are rare. Oh my god, they're rare. Most of us are already committed to dying alone, and that's why I sit here instead of doing whatever people who are not programmers are doing. But for those people who actually manage to get a work-life balance, the normies, as I like to call them, they manage just fine. It's actually kind of funny because on average, I find that I have more normal coworkers, quote unquote, who work as programmers and they manage to find time to get married, have children, have hobbies that are so way out of what IT is about that you cannot believe it. I to this day have not really seen a really proof that there is a very strong correlation between being a programmer and just using a computer every single day of the week. There are absolutely people who confirm the stereotype. I'm not going to lie and say that, oh no, there's absolutely no trend. Quite a lot of developers have a preference. Like they are usually people who do enjoy working with computers or playing with computers and so forth. But there are plenty of exceptions that I would say fall way well into the sphere of what's considered normal. I mean, I have coworkers who have they basically don't use a computer in their spare time. They are interested in films. They travel a lot. I have one coworker who is a extreme sporter. He plays volleyball and he does kayaking and mountain climbing and like all this sort of stuff. I have one dude who I met who he was a dancer, a competitive dancer for 10 years, and like the list goes on. And of course I have met developers who really are die hard about things like blockchains or operations and so forth, and really do spend all their time playing around with their computer in their spare time. But like that's not a rule. And I mean, guys, I have never seen any proof whatsoever that you can't sustain a work-life balance when you're a programmer. There is one little thing that I need to say, however, in order to just cover that as well. And that is that you might be in a situation in the early days where you might have to spend a lot of time, even spare time, in order to become a software developer, as your friend was saying. He spent most of his time his free time learning how to become a good software developer so that he could get his first job. And that is usually something that is very true because the IT industry in many I would say for all intents and purposes is a big club. It is a big club. And you need to be on the inside. If you're on the inside, you're pretty much human gold, as long as you of course can do the work and you get to stay a member of this club. But you need to get there first. And to get the pass and get into the industry, you need your first professional software job. And most companies who are willing to take a chance on a junior software developer, they want you to be very good. In some cases, they're unreasonable. Like they want you to be much better than you can probably be, and that's really nobody's fault. I would say it's one part their fault because they have no idea how to hire people, and it's well everybody else's fault. In some ways, it's probably Google's fault as well for trying to sell that the only thing that is worth anything to any company is like the top brass of all software developers. So there's blame to go around, but that is the reality. So in the start of things, you might have to spend some extra time and cut back on, depending on, of course, what type of social life you have, just so that you actually get your foot in the door. But once you have your foot in the door, I can promise you all of these things change. And in many cases, you don't even have to compromise all that much. I mean, I have college students that has come in the door and gotten their first job working with me and my company, or like in previous jobs as well, and they have girlfriends, and they don't care all that much about keeping up with the latest trends. They're football fanatics, and like they watch all the football games, or as I said, they dance, or and a few of them, like, they do aerobics and badminton and stuff like that. They have all kinds of stuff going on that is not coding related. So if your friend is single after 30, I think that's a him problem more than a well, occupational problem. So what I want you to take away from this is that unless you are a die-hard fanatic, usually you will have more than enough time in your spare time to find all the other things that you want from life. Everything from finding a girlfriend or a boyfriend or like a basketball, whatever you're looking for, and fulfilling all your hobbies. I mean, I think our DevOps specialist, he just the other week announced that he had managed to take a motorcycle license, so props to him. And people are doing things all the time, like getting married, and one of my coworkers had a kid not that long ago. So this idea that developers only have time to do coding and that's all they're about, that's complete bullshit. There is absolutely a normal range of what developers like. There's definitely people who will confirm the stereotype and really are enthusiastic and so forth. These are the so-called rock star developers that you keep on hearing about. But for the most part, developers are normal people, just as anybody. And I can promise you, just because you become a software developer, that doesn't necessarily mean that you've bathed yourself in love repellent. It is definitely possible for you to find a significant other. I think that if you're struggling in that area, it has more to do with something else than the fact that you program all the time, because that is a choice that you are making. I can promise you that much. Have a great day.